As it turns out, I'm on a mission right now to fix all my S3 cards. These S3 cards have a value set in the BIOS that offsets the color a little bit, and it makes the colors look washed out, specifically the blacks. So black is not really black, it is a little bit of a dark gray. And we could fix this with a BIOS mod. I have a lot of other cards that also suffer from this, so we can make a few more videos. So, and I think today I want to work on this one because this is a nice fully equipped card, and this is a ViRGE DX 4 MB. So we will look at this card today, but there will be also the Trio V2, and I think I have other flavors of those cards. So without wasting more time, let's get the BIOS of this card and disassemble it and look for our pedestal bit. If you want to get more details, please watch my previous video. I tried to explain there what this is all about. So today we only do modding. Okay, card is in the system. Let's post. Yes, and you can definitely see that this card is suffering from the brightness bug. So the first thing we have to do is we have to find our pedestal bit. This is the one switch that is set in the BIOS. This was there for legacy CRT TVs, and we don't need this. We want a pure black color. Let's first unlock our S3 chip, which is absolutely mandatory to read and write those registers. So in MS-DOS, you have the debug application. This is what we need right now. And let's unlock the chip. So out 3C408. So this is our sequencer. Now we need to add our key, which is 3C506. So now we unlocked the chip. Now we need to find out where our pedestal bit is. And as I mentioned in my previous video, most of this information you can read from the datasheet, but you can also ask an AI agent and they will help you figuring out which are the most likely addresses to look for the pedestal bit. So first let's try the address that we had on our S3 Trio 3D, which was on address 27. So we have to go to address 27. It's all hexadecimal addresses, by the way. And now we read what is there. And we get EF. And if we enter EF in our calculator, we see that, yes, 7 bits are switched on. It could be that the pedestal bit is hiding there. So yeah, we have 7 possibilities. It's not as easy as I thought. I'll just set everything to 0 right now. So out 3C5, we are still on address 27. Let's set everything to 0 and see what happens. Nothing changed. So let's read quickly because we should get 0 now. Oh, I can't. Maybe this is not writable. So maybe this is not even our register. Okay, then let's get an address I got from an AI agent. Let's change to address 1A. So out 3C41A. And let's read what's there. 3C5. And we get 3F. So let's type in 3F in our calculator and we see we have 6 bits set right now. Let's do the same thing. Let's set everything to 0. So we know 3F is the current value, so we can set it back if we need to. So out 3C5, now we're on address 1A, set it to 0. And our background definitely changed. Did you see this? So we can set it back to what it was before. It was 3F. And it should get brighter again. Let me remove the calculator right now. Yes, so the background definitely changes. So one of these bits is our pedestal bit. Now it's dark again. Which one it is, we can figure out now by changing bit by bit. Now for this specific bit sequence that we have here, we could do a simple bit shift because then we're always checking bit by bit. So we could shift everything to the right by 1. So I can just go right shift by 1. And now I set the most left bit to 0 because I shifted everything 1 to the right. And this gave us 1F. So this is an easy way how I can shift everything 1 bit to the right. I only want to change 1 bit at a time. So let's set our register to 1F. Actually, this is it. Screen changed. So we already found our pedestal bit. Yeah, well, let's remove the calculator. So we changed 1 bit. 1F will make the screen darker, and this is our pedestal bit. So we found it. Wow, it was the first one. Let's use NSSI to dump our video BIOS. So tools, save video ROM, and we call it ViRGE. So It's saved to the drive. And now we can open this file in Hiew. So here's our ViRGE, 32 kilobytes. And here's our assembly code. Now we need to figure out where this bit is set. So what we need is the address. And if you have watched my last video, you will see today that there are some patterns that are just repeating. For the Trio 3D, it was address 27. And it started with B0, 27. So I'm assuming we will find B0, 1A. So we're looking for B0, 1A. This is the sequence we are looking for. Okay, we have one here, B1B. Let's continue the next one. Here is one. Okay, this is at C2D. We are still at the very beginning of the file. Okay, we have only two. We have only two locations where this is set. Nice. So let's analyze what these two calls are doing. So here we definitely access 1A as an address. And then we call the block at 43A2. This was also for the Trio 3D. And I think this might actually be the unlock mechanism. And here we are ORing with 0F. So what is 0F? Let's go to our calculator and type in F. So F is 4 bits and they're all on. Let's have a look what happens after. We're just moving more things around, but there is no other OR or any other operation that is interesting right now, and then we return. So it looks like we are setting 4 bits here to on. Okay, then let's continue, look at the second part where we saw address 1A being accessed, and this was at C2D. Here it is. And here we also access address 1A, and then we call the same block that we did previously, 43A2. There's some tests going on, and we're ORing with 20. Let's look at our calculator and see what 20 is in hexadecimal, what it is in bits. So 20. So it is the 5th bit from the right. So we have bit 0, 1, 2, 3, the first group on the right. It's this one here. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5th bit. And before we had, what did we get? We get 3F, I think, right? Yes. And then we bit shifted by 1. We said this. So we disabled the 5th bit. And 20 is the 5th bit that is enabled. So this is the only place right now that I can see where we are accessing address 1A and then write bit number 5. So I have a very strong suspicion that this is our 5th bit. So we are zeroing this out. I think this is the fix. Okay, let's modify it. 0. That's it. Now we disabled bit number 5. The only thing that's pending now is we have to change our checksum. And this was something some of you commented was way too difficult with how I explained it. I'll try again now. So here at the last byte is our checksum. And the purpose of this checksum is that if I add all bytes together, I should end up with 0, 0. So let's go back to our calculator. So I removed 20 from the code. We changed 20 to 00. We removed 1 bit. Now our checksum is 77. So let's just add 20 to this and we end up with 97. So this should be our new checksum. But I also want to show you another way of doing this. But for this I have to go to Windows and use a hex editor. Okay, so here is the BIOS of the ViRGE, and this is our code that we changed. This was 80CC20. This was the 20 that we changed in Hiew. And now if you go all the way down, we'll see our checksum at 77. So what you can do in this hex editor, you can go to analysis and say checksum, and then it offers you a lot of different checksum methods. For us, it's checksum 8. And if I click OK, we see E0. So this is the checksum of the entire file, meaning all bytes added together, we end up, the last 8 bits are turning into E0. Now, if you don't want to do the acrobatics with figuring out if you have to add or subtract, what you can do is you can just take this last byte and set it to 0. and recalculate the checksum. So let's do that, and we get 69. The 69 we keep in mind now, and we go to our calculator in hex mode. We type in 100. This is basically where we want to get to, and we subtract our 69. And this will give us 97. So this is the same as 77 plus 20. This is what I said while we were still looking at hue, but this is another way of doing it without having to subtract or add something to your checksum. So our new checksum is 97. This is it. And now if we recalculate, it should be 00. Our checksum should be 00, and here we are. So this file now is the corrected ViRGE BIOS. And this is it. Now we can go ahead and flash our card, and hopefully this card is fixed as well. Let's try it. And here's the chip with the new BIOS on it, or the patched BIOS. So let's get this one off. Okay. I have to make sure that the notch aligns with the notch here. Here's the notch. So it goes like this. And let's see if this card is fixed. Yeah, 100%. I no longer can see the gray background. I just want to finalize this video, I want to see what we get on our 1A address. So debug, unlock the chip. Chip is unlocked. Now we have to change our address 1A. And let's see what's in there. It should be 1F. It was 3F before. It should be 1F. 3C5. It's 1F. So we can actually change it now. We can break the card again. Out 3C5, 3F. If I type this, the background should become lighter. There we go. That is it. This is the ViRGE DX, also with the brightness block fixed using a permanent BIOS modification. Now if I restart, I should get the black background again because now we reversed it, and yes, background is black. So yeah, now if you have a ViRGE DX, you can go in the BIOS, look for address 1A, because I think these addresses are identical for these chips. And then you need to find out where's the pedestal bit. Now, not every BIOS is going to be looking the same. For instance, for me, I think we saw two sections in the BIOS where the lower part of the bits were set and then the higher parts of the bits were set, at least the pedestal bit. Bit number 4 was never set. So this could have been a hardware initialization somehow, but I didn't see it in the BIOS. So maybe bit number 4 was not set by the BIOS at all. Could this also be that you have a card where the pedestal bit is hardwired somehow? I don't know. There are so many different versions out there. It completely depends on your card. But we know that it's address 1A, and we have to change bit number 5 to 0. And I think this is identical to all S3 ViRGE DX chips. It was quite easy today because we had only 2 places where address 1A was accessed, and then the rest was just trying to figure out, okay, how do we set it to 0? That's it. So I hope you enjoyed this shorter video, and yeah, let me know in the comments if you are going to attempt this with your card. This S3 ViRGE is not the last time that it will appear on my channel, because while doing research about modifying BIOSes, I got a little bit carried away, and the S3 ViRGE that we worked on today got another upgrade. Well, let's say a reality check or an honesty tick. So if you want to know how to do this with your ViRGE, or show really any picture there, then I suggest you subscribe to my channel, make sure the bell is on, because this is gonna come very soon. It was super interesting to modify a BIOS. This is my first BIOS mod that I did all by myself, by the way, well, with the help of AI. But yeah, this is the outcome. And you can obviously be a lot more creative. Maybe we'll even start a little competition for whoever comes up with the best legacy S3 video card image splash screen. But this is something for another video. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to all my supporters on YouTube and over at Patreon. If you want to support the channel, please head over to Patreon or become a member here on YouTube. And this is all I have for you today. Thank you for your time. Thanks for watching. And I hope I will see you in the next video. Take care and bye-bye.